What's up, everybody? We are back again on the $6 million farm for episode 9, I believe. And we're finally going to do something today that we've been trying to do for the past 2 or 3 episodes. And that's going to be fertilize this wheat field. So we're going to crack on fertilizing this thing. And I'm going to talk to you guys as we go about doing it. But we sold all the baling equipment in the last episode. We've got $246,000. It's going to be pretty good for money for the next little bit. We made it through the winter already. It's time to start planting corn, so we're going to get onto that today as well. Get that in the ground. We're going to plant that field right there, field 70, and then the one our farm's on, we plowed that up last episode. We're going to be turning that into corn as well. And this wheat is specifically just for the chickens, so none of this will be sold. We are getting to the point where we're fixing to sell some crops as well. Soybeans are good to sell in July, but if the price is good enough, we're just going to go ahead and sell them now. I thought I'd turn that off. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and sell the soybeans if it's above $1,000 per 1,000 liters. So let's just have a quick look at that real quick. Check the prices. So we have 71,000. It's 956 at Goldcrest Valley, so we will wait a little bit. We do have the canola to sell as well, but its prices aren't good until like December. We should have sold it last winter, but we forgot we had it basically. So we're gonna keep that. Eggs, once they hit $1,000 per 1,000 liters, we're gonna sell them as well. And that's all we really got to sell. So anyway, let's crack on with this. Keep on going. I need to line up at the top and just get GPS set up, because it's going to be hard to tell where we've been and not been. So let's get this set up. I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far. I've been having a blast making these videos. This series has kind of been off and on since the holidays have been here. But now that that's over, we should be able to create videos on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, for the foreseeable future. I don't know how long we are going to go on this series, but definitely a lot longer than we've been so far, because we've got a lot to do. A lot of these videos have been, you know, like one day in game per video, so we haven't really progressed anywhere. Only reason we have money is because we got rid of crap that we're not going to use anymore, which is a good way to make money. If you have equipment you're not going to use anymore, or at least for a long time, get rid of it, because you could potentially buy it on the sale market in the future for cheaper, and then you don't have a $200,000 piece of equipment sitting there that never gets used. Like, we got rid of the baler. We could bale this straw out of this wheat field, but I've decided that we're not going to, because we have the mod where the chopped straw gives you fertilization state. So we're gonna do that instead of baling the straw, because we're not making a profit off of this field. This field's basically just for the chickens to have food, and we should get plenty, even though it hasn't been weeded properly. It should be okay. Okay, we are back again. I don't know what happened. We had some kind of technical difficulties. One of our monitors shut off, so we had to leave and come back. The game wasn't going back to full screen for some reason. But yeah, we're gonna carry on fertilizing this field. I don't even know where we left off. Oh, I was saying we're gonna use the chop straw mod and get a fertilizer state on this field from the straw, instead of baling the straw and trying to sell it. I mean, because when I bale straw, I like to just get rid of it, and normally that's when the prices are at the lowest, because everybody else is selling their straw as well. So I like to not have to hold on to it for a while before I get rid of it, because right now we're just not set up for that kind of stuff. We don't have bale storage or anything like that. We've just got our little farmyard, and I don't need those bales taking up space in my equipment shed to keep them out of the weather. So that's the reasoning behind why we're doing the chop straw mod instead of baling the straw. So I got rid of the baler so I didn't have to deal with that, and it gave us more money to be able to do other things, because we've got the 2 chicken coops. They're producing eggs like crazy. We don't really need to sell the eggs till October because that's the best price, but I'm kind of selling things as I see the prices are in a decent shape, because then I don't have to hold on to it as long, and as long as I'm not taking a big loss on it, it's worth the money. So we're just about done with this field, and then we're gonna crack on with doing the corn, get it planted, and depending on how everything goes, we might get to harvesting the wheat today. I doubt it, just because we gotta fast forward quite some time to get to that point, but it could be possible. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. Hopefully we can get rid of some stuff today, make some extra money, and figure out kind of what we want to spend it on. We could spend it on quite a few things. We could spend it on some new equipment, which we don't really need. We really need to buy another field, but the fields close to us aren't the best prices. We could look real quick, but the field next to 69 where we just fertilized is like $614,000, so that's not going to be in the cards for a while. And we need something to make money. Now, I don't remember. It could be in that big machine shed, but didn't we buy a seeder last time instead of leasing one? That way we'd have it to rotate our crops. It's not in here. Yeah, we did. Okay. I just had to make sure. But if we look here, we're down here mainly to the bottom. We could get 72. See what the price of 72 looks like. Still 267,000, so we've got a ways away before we can get that. That's the BGA, I think. That's $614,000. So I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Field 39 is 360,000. Just trying to look around the farm, because it would be nice to expand out a little bit. Get us some more crops coming in. Even if it's all the same crop, it'll be worth it because it'll be more money in the long run. 68 is probably not going to happen, but field 72 could potentially happen in this episode if we get some stuff sold. But first, we're going to hook up to this John Deere seeder, and we're going to start planting some corn, and probably go through a little time lapse, get both fields planted in corn, and then figure out what we can sell to make some extra money to try to buy that field. So we'll go through a little time lapse, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, we're cracking on with planting the corn, but the time lapse is going to be longer than I wanted it to be, so we're just going to stop it here and then come back to you once the corn is planted in both fields. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
Alright.
Both fields are planted with corn. That took us quite some time. Um, it's almost noon now. Technically we should have had the speed a little bit higher for the time scale because the amount of time that took, the day would probably be over. But one thing we got to do is take this stuff back to the farmyard, spray it off, park the seeder up, and we need to get fertilizer on both fields because the seeder doesn't put fertilizer in as it plants. So we got to do that ourselves, get that first row of fertilizer on it, and then both those fields are going to have to be rolled to keep it all in the same episode to get this stuff done today and to be ready to do some other stuff in the next episode. I'm just going to do the jump cuts. We'll do a couple passes with a fertilizer sprayer, and then I'll probably get a worker started on that so we can do the rolling, and then we'll see how much of it ends up in the video. I mean, I like showing you guys what we're doing, but at the same time, I can only talk so much while we're doing it, so it's kind of hard to keep it interesting at the same time without like doing a time lapse or something, and I'm trying to really limit myself to one time lapse per video. So, because technically if I keep doing multiple time lapses, I might as well just do the whole thing in a time lapse and be one of those time lapse farmers. But I do like talking to you guys and telling you guys the plan, so as part of wanting to do that, that's the main reason I've made that decision. It's nice now that we got rid of those hedges because we can actually come all the way around and use this side of the barn efficiently. Hopefully we can sneak this in here. I don't think so. We're gonna have to cut it a little further. If I can get this past the hedge and through the bushes, we can get in there in a good spot. Technically I probably should have left this open from the road so we could just pull in from the main highway, and we might change it back to that at some point, but for now this is working. So we're gonna hook this up to the fertilizer spreader real quick, get him filled up with fertilizer, and then we can go start fertilizing, get some rolling done, because you got to make a good seed bed and push those seeds down into the soil so they don't just you know, blow away, because it's awful windy around here from what I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have noticed that about Elm Creek, but like every time I get in the game and you come outside of the house or whatever, it's like blowing non-stop. So we're gonna crack on with this, and I don't know what else we can do. The reverse. The eggs are, let's just check prices because I don't want to say they're not a good price still, but based on the fact that we haven't sped up time that much, I'm doubting they're a good price. Canola's still down low, so we're not selling that. Soybeans are still kind of low. We might actually take the soybeans to the train just to make some money. Eggs, they're going up. We are in, yeah, like the low of the low. So if we could wait till like June or something, we could make good money off of those. Soybeans, if we could wait till July, we could make the best money off of those. And canola, it's only going to get worse. So we're going to wait till fall to put those, to sell the canola. There's no point in us keeping it because the canola basically does us no good at all. So might as well just get rid of it and try to make some money off of it. There's nothing we can use it for animals wise, so we don't need it. Soybeans as well, like if we got into pigs at some point, the soybeans would be worth it, but kind of want to just get rid of them and make some money off of them. I don't really want to get into pigs because I don't know. I don't know if they're actually worth it. I've done pigs before in like a personal playthrough, and if you're buying pig food, you're hardly making any money. I mean, you're still making some money, but by the time you sell them, you know, you're not making a huge profit. If you create your own pig food by growing the crops that you need to feed them, which is like corn for base food, you need like a grain, so wheat or barley for filler kind of. Then you need protein, which is like soybeans, sunflowers, stuff like that. And then sugar beets is also part of it, like sugar beets and potatoes for their root crops. So you got to grow a lot of stuff. Each food has a different percentage of how it affects them. So like the root crops, it's only 5%, so you could go without feeding them the root crops, but at some point I think it's worth it to do it just to get that extra 5% and help them to reproduce faster, because that's how you're making money off of them, is by selling them. Once they get full grown, you sell them to the meat market basically. They butcher them, eat them, whatever they do with them, and that's how you make your money. I mean, a big pig pen might be fruitful, but I think it's only fruitful if we were able to feed them our own food without having to buy the food, because it would probably cost us 40 grand or so to fill up their troughs just with pig food, and that'll only last like a month. So we'll think about it. I'm really wanting to kind of go into more chickens. I'm kind of waiting and hoping that like a chicken house mod will come out where we can have more than just the 360 chickens. Like I want a pen that holds like 1,000 chickens, so we can use, kind of like in the South where you have the big chicken houses and you grow them for meat. It's kind of the setup I'm looking for, but we'll just kind of have to see what we get into. Well, now that we got the headland done around this field, probably just going to hire a worker down the side, get him going so we can start rolling this. Probably have this backwards. We probably need the other tractor for the roller. We'll have to look at the requirements. Let's take a look in the sale. See what's in the sale. Okay, nothing super cool. There's a Super B, which holds 81,000 liters basically. And thank you for whoever sent me that comment on one of the videos that told me whenever it's 81 meters, it's basically equates to 1,000 liters per cube meter. So if it's 81.2, it holds 81,200 liters basically. So let's look at what we have. I want to see if what we need. We only need 160 horsepower. So our other tractor will be fine. It's like 300 horse. So let's open the door so we can get out of here. I love the tractor noises in this game so far. I love the new sound engine basically that they use. Gives it that nice realism feeling. Let's go over here. Just pop through here. I like this little roller better than the big one for the fact that you can actually lift and lower this one. The other one, once it's down, it's down. So you'll be rolling over anything and everything. Probably best to have like one of these to go around and do all the headlands, so you don't have to worry about that. Completed his task already. Man, I tell you, you can't find good help. Get this lowered down. And see, you can see the texture change. It makes just a nice seed bed. Pushes those down. It'll also push the rocks and stuff down if we had those turned on. I don't, because I don't particularly care for them. But we're gonna crack on with this. Get these two cornfields done. I'm probably gonna end up having to do both jobs myself, because obviously the workers needed a break, had to go get a beer or something. So we're going to call it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please hit that thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Farm sim videos are coming daily, basically, at this point. Sometimes we miss a day here or there, but uh, we're definitely pushing out the videos. So subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything, and we'll see you guys in the next one.